You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. This is a show that happens twice a week where three old guys play fucking old-ass games.
So old.
Old, O-D-E, old-ass games.
Today we're talking about the oldest of games.
The oldest game, period.
There's none before.
Ever.
There's nothing before Phantasy Star IV.
Sexual manipulation. Phantasy Star IV. Phantasy Star IV. So I scanned through the archives to find who do we know, who else that does not live in Japan, who lives in America that has played and beaten Phantasy Star IV.
An American boy.
An American.
We
boy.
need an American boy on this show.
A real American, just bleeds red, white, and blue
To offset us.
Yeah, because you're okay. I'm Irish and you're.
I'm Eastern European.
Eastern European, okay.
Yes. You remember I'd sprayed gas on the car. Remember?
Yeah, okay.
That's a TADPOG.
And your prison tattoos.
And my Prius.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
Because I'm just thinking of that one movie with Viggo Mortensen where he has all the tattoos and he just beats everybody's ass.
Tattoo Man Beat Ass, I believe is the name of that. Is that the one?
That was it. That's the movie, or that's an anime. It's one of the two.
I hope that's the synopsis of whatever movie you're talking about on IMDb. It's just a sentence: Tattoo Man beat ass.
But one half of Tadpog Sweethearts, Joshua Nance.
Yeah. Hi guys. I was just shooting my gun, drinking a beer when Tyler called.
America, man. Were you sorting out things overseas? Only when it's in your best interest, though, right? See, I'm not American.
I think you just got
Yeah.
Did I got too political?
Did I offend you?
Yeah.
He's American. He's very offended.
I'm very, 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 very offended. Yeah.
So what's up, guys?
No, this is the first recorded, not first Tadpog of the new year, but first Tadpog we recorded in 2017.
And we do have a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
And that is to stop producing bad shows.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I should have shared that before, maybe.
Man,
before we started recording this.
I wish I had so much paper to just start crumpling out and throwing.
Here, let me crumple these napkins. Yeah. These are great for Foley, right?
All I have at hand are like tacks and screws, so like, it's not gonna work. Just glass.
That's the screw from the great Tadpog video game quiz that Tyler put together for
it's on Patreon.
Us on Patreon. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I did too.
Good, I'm glad. Because it got off to a rocky start, but I feel like
That's part of the charm.
Once we got halfway into the music category, things picked up.
Yeah. The first half of that episode is what gave me the idea for the New Year's resolution. No more of that.
It gets better. No. That's what all those videos were about our podcast episodes. It gets better.
That was a great episode. It was good. And like
it was a lot of fun to record. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and it didn't dawn on me like until I had gotten home from recording that night where I was like, damn, Tyler put a lot of time into that because you wrote all those questions on index cards, right? That took a lot of time. So like, thank you for doing that.
I eventually, like the music category, I eventually stopped posing them in the form of questions and just wrote down game and song.
Yeah.
And very fast doctor-like script.
That's all you need, really.
I like to picture Tyler dictating to Melissa, just pacing back and forth.
BioShock!
Do stenographers, they use a special typewriter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she have one of those?
Yeah.
A baby typewriter, I think they call them.
Just like all hunched
Give me
over.
the baby
like,
typewriter.
Give me a long-fingered baby typewriter,
Only
please.
6 keys, please.
How do those work? Are they just all phonetic?
I've wondered that. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Or is it,
none
it
whatsoever.
must just all be shorthand. Though,
Hieroglyphics?
Right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. What is the hieroglyphic for 3 years in prison? Because that's probably something I hear. They hear a lot. The judge is like, 3 years in prison.
There is it's a Ghostbusters, looks like the Ghostbusters emblem.
Yeah.
And you hit it a number of times for years.
The no-no sign.
Yeah.
It's just a sad man inside of it instead of a ghost or a woman.
You know, like my wife, just a sad man inside of it. It's fine.
And did you know that in the 60s, they sent out new typewriters that also had bad women inside of the Ghostbusters symbol instead?
It's very
good.
progressive.
Yeah, it's very progressive.
Business was booming for the stenographer typewriter manufacturer, which of course is known as long finger baby keys.
Long finger baby keys.
Yeah, ink.
Well, before we delve into, because we're actually doing, it's no longer a meme. We are doing Phantasy Star IV.
Phantasy Star
Because we're
4.
playing down through Digital Trends Top 25 Sega Genesis
Whoa,
games.
you were serious.
Oh, you played through Phantasy Star.
Oh no! I did. I thought we were just. It was a joke. I didn't. I didn't play the game.
I thought we were going to talk about what celebrities we wanted to fuck. You know, Phantasy Star, whatever.
I got all kinds of wiener stats. What am I going to do with these?
So I think this will actually be a two-parter episode.
Yeah.
Because you blew my mind, Dave. You blew my mind.
Yes. Yeah, you're welcome for that. Don't tell Melissa. She doesn't listen anymore, right?
Nope.
All right.
Never has.
Good.
Even when she's in here. No.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I played this game.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. I'm
wasn't-
pleasantly surprised.
I wasn't going to, and then what I did was I just said, you know what? This is my job, and part of my job, if that means like I don't play Final Fantasy 15 on vacation, then that's what it means. I'll play Phantasy Star 4 instead.
Well, I hope that you'll
what I did.
agree with me that the experience was worth it.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into it. I don't want to spoil anything.
But so before we break down Phantasy Star 4, part 1, because so we're going to break down everything into two parts, including this massive ass package that we have here.
That is a giant package.
It is
Too
the
big
talk
for
of
one
Master
episode.
Mold.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's too big for one episode.
That's a huge package, guys.
So this package is from Ruby Baron Paul Clewell, and he has enclosed a letter.
He specifically asked me to bring chicken tendies for this. So
Nice.
I've dropped by Hardee's because we all know they have the second best chicken tendies in town.
That's true.
So I brought
First best being just hamburgers.
You know, I've never had chicken tenders from just hamburgers. I'm sorry, it wasn't Sage Ian. I was referring to Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen has some very good chicken tenders.
See, I like Dairy Queen Twicken Twindas. I do have an LIT in front of me, so
That's all right. We'll see how part 2 goes.
He doesn't drink it. Just proximity.
Tyler and Dave. It's the Ruby Baron Paul Clewell.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Plop Clewell.
Oh, man. We're like 15 minutes in, guys.
Yeah, I do feel floaty already. Like I didn't think I made this that strong. Maybe I'm just all I've had today is spaghetti.
I'm on a new all spaghetti diet for 2017. I can eat 2 things: spaghetti and Long Island iced tea.
So I was just like, I don't want to survive 2017. So
It's called the all carbs and alcohol diet. It's very
most
popular.
Americans do it.
Very popular.
It's Ruby Baron Paul Clewell. Sorry about the radio/package silence. It's been a busy 6 months. To make up for it, here's a special care package with a bunch of sauces and a couple of surprises.
Uh-oh.
Hope to have you guys back on Loaded Cart soon. Paul. P.S. It's ki ma ma ma, not ch ha ha ha.
That is a
Will we get that when we open the package, or is that something else?
I don't know. That is a Friday the 13th reference. Because that is one of the loading screens in the Friday the 13th game. It tells you that I've been doing it wrong my entire life.
Oh, well, see, I wonder if this is a GIF versus GIF kind of thing. Like, has the public taken it over? So,
It's hard.
I like mine.
I do
like
too.
mine more.
I do too.
I think it sounds more correct. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's more authentic.
I'm going to try to make a change. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to try to make a
Just
change.
in general.
Yes.
All right. Well, before we open this box, do we want to delve into this, or do we want to delve into what you brought over there?
I don't know that I'm not going to have this on the show. I've had this before. This is hot sauce called Mad Dog 357. My sister and her fiance gave me this hot sauce for Christmas, and it is very hot. It's very, very good.
600K Scovilles. Yeah.
Yeah, it says that up top, and then at the bottom it says made with 6 million Scoville pepper extract. So I don't know what that means.
Weird.
Like
I looked it up online, and
Yeah.
it says 600,000.
okay.
It does have that maker does make a 4 million Scoville hot sauce, but
So we have to try
44
that.
Magnum.
This is probably not as hot as the endorphin rush that we tried,
okay.
or the
All right.
flashbang.
That puts it in perspective.
But it's-
okay.
I would
It's
put-
fucking hot though.
Yes, it is fucking hot, but don't expect that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not gonna have this on the show because it did straight ruin me. And I don't want to be.
I want to be ruined.
I don't. Well, then here you go, buddy. You can go. I mean, if you want to try it.
I'll try, at the end of whenever we get the segment, then
Okay.
the last bite I will have with this.
And I hope Ruby Baron Paul Clewell, I'm not trying to big time you.
Well, I also brought this fruitcake over here to eat. All right, first thing I pull out.
All right, what we got?
Oh man, all this stuff is wrapped so well. There's like packing peanuts. Everything's
it's really
lovingly.
good. Which is
Oh,
good.
listen to that sound.
I know. It's good
Yeah.
Foley work.
All right, Great Lakes Brewing Company, Dortmunder Gold Lager barbecue sauce.
Say that. What's it?
Dortmunder. I mean, there's no like oot loud over on any of those.
Dort-
So it could just be Dortmunder.
Dortmunder.
Dortmunder Gold Lager.
Now, is that a kind of duck?
God, I've had like 2 sips of this thing. Why am I already so floaty? Shit.
Not enough spaghetti, dog.
Yeah, it's true. Or too much spaghetti.
You got to figure out that ratio before February comes around.
Gotta have vodka sauce in the spaghetti. No, I don't like vodka sauce.
What is a Dortmunder?
I have no idea. I guess some kind of beer.
A waterfowl?
Drew Bailey, let us know. It's some kind of lager, right?
Maybe it's a whiskey drink.
You guys allegedly. Oh, okay. Not a vodka drink? Okay. I should have brought a knife in here. This,
I like to watch you struggle. I got a knife, but I just want to watch you struggle.
I know you do.
All right, here. I'll pass you a chicken tender.
All right.
And actually, because I'm a big man, I'm a big strong man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
rip that
I'm gonna
styrofoam.
rip this lid off of the styrofoam container.
I'll share it with Joshua. Joshua Rowland.
Rolling. There you go. There's 4 tendies on a
Thank you.
very redneck plate.
It's America, Dave.
It's like eating at home.
Sorry, a very American plate.
Okay, I'll pour a scotch out onto the. That's not a scotch, but there we
That's
go.
a good amount.
That's a scooch.
Damn, you got Dortmunder everywhere.
Josh,
Thank you.
go ahead and dip it in that Dortmunder.
You just dip it right in, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
get it.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna try this. Is this supposed to be hot, by the way?
Are we
Is that on
taking
the-
turns or going all?
It's
at
a
the same
barbecue
time?
sauce.
Let's do it.
That is fucking good. Mm-hmm. That is really good.
It's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice design on the label, too. This is Great Lakes Brewing Company Dortmunder Gold Lager barbecue sauce.
Man, I really like that a lot.
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Paul. Josh?
Tastes pretty good. Yeah, I have a pretty muted sense of taste, so a lot of it's going to be lost on me. But
So I remember Nicole getting frustrated with you. Like, it's like that. Sometimes you and Nicole remind me of that episode of 30 Rock where Tina Fey's character, where Liz Lemon goes on a date with, what's his name? The black guy who's on Whose Line? Wayne Brady. Mm-hmm. And they're such polar opposites. They go to a restaurant, she orders everything, and he's like, I'll have salad. I don't really care about food very much. And she can't understand it.
yeah, that's basically it then. Yeah.
Although for New Year's, Nicole did fix us a very nice, like, 4-course joy of cooking French dinner.
Yeah, she really likes cooking. She likes hosting parties. So
It was good. It
glad
was
you
fun.
guys got to come.
I mean, Wayne Brady wasn't there, but
She's got a Joy of French Cooking book that she's going to be trying out for next year, for 2017.
Probably
so-
more than 2017.
I want to interject just a moment because I feel like I need to say this because everybody is thinking it. But the best appearance of Wayne Brady in anything ever is definitely the Chappelle Show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So good, I almost don't like it anymore because it was so over-quoted.
Yeah. There's a
But-
lot of stuff in Chappelle's Show that's like that because it was just so good that everyone said it.
I don't want to know if you want to open this now, but Paul did give us one of my favorite drinks that I love. This was my gamer fuel. This was my Mountain Dew Code Red back in the day, which is a bottle of balls.
Is that original flavor balls?
Original flavor balls. BAWLS.
Now, is that guarana? Is that a guarana drink?
It is. It is the super caffeinated balls beverage that I remember Brandon of Axelay fame turned me on to back in the day.
Yes.
And this is when we used to live with you.
Uh-huh.
I drank these all the time.
Yes.
These were at the Save-A-Ton up the road from your apartment.
Those are the official. That's the official drink of LAN parties in 1998.
Yep.
And also, there's a subreddit for LAN parties because I'm a big nerd, and I do subscribe to that. And people still do buy crates of those for LAN parties that happen.
Oh, man. I have not held one of these in my hand in such a long time. Every year that we have the big cabin party at McElwain's, I consider ordering the 40 case
Yeah.
of original root beer and diet cherry.
You bring it back
But
a
I
lot of
never do.
memories sitting at a
Yeah.
table like this.
Here you go. Hold that.
With the
Hold that.
balls in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had the original flavor. I've only had
I've
the
never
guarana.
had the root
I've
beer
never
or
had-
diet cherry either.
Dave, do you want to hold it?
Yes, I do, because it's got all these wonderful little, what I like to call nipples on it.
Because it is currently 7:36 in the PM, and that has so much caffeine, I don't want to drink it right now.
Do you think it would clash with the dryness of my Monster Energy Ultra Black? If I mix these together, like
Oh, no, you should definitely do that.
mad scientist style, throw in a little Gudmundur in there as well. It's nice. It's very nice. I say that we save the balls. I say we save that bottle for you.
Okay.
That's
I'll put this over here.
your jam.
I should make a cocktail out of that
I like that.
at some point. Because I just also need to make a cocktail of the Ecto Cooler that we were sent.
What else in that box?
Here is a bottle of, let's see, the Motor City hot sauce. Scotty O Hottie Beer Bacon Chipotle hot sauce.
Sounds pretty tasty.
If you're wondering if I am looking these up on taquitos.net, the answer is I am right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a lot of hot sauces, so maybe that could be TADPOG's angle. I could
get
contact them and be like, hey, we're a couple of hot sauce boys. Would you like us to handle all of your hot sauce reviews? That is a lot.
That is way too much. That is a good quarter of the bottle I accidentally spilled out.
Well, I hope you like it. Scotty O Hottie, old number 2. Made in Michigan. Never mind.
made with good old mercury or lead water. Go ahead, Josh. Get a lot of it on there.
I put a lot on here, so I don't know if it's hot or
I
not.
like Chipotle and I like bacon, so
It smells kind of hottish. Not super hot, but it's good. I like
It's
the flavor.
flavorful. That's different. I like the Dortmunder better. This is all right.
Yeah, this would be good on chips.
Oh, it would be.
yeah.
In a salsa.
That'd be good
or
mixing a
something.
salsa.
Yeah.
All right, let's try one more before we break this package up. Maybe 2 more, because I think we have this.
Okay.
Because through all this bubble wrap, I do see some Dave's Insanity. Yeah. Straight up classic Dave's Insanity sauce. This is what gave me the hiccups so badly on that one episode.
Do you want to recreate it?
Not yet.
Okay.
So I'll get in here and grab one more for Paul's, what is shaping up to be a very good package.
Yes. Thank you, Paul. This is our unboxing episode. Hey, have you heard of Fuego box?
Oh, Paul. All right.
That's a bottle of balls.
This is the root beer.
Oh, let's do it.
Balls. Yep. I haven't had this one, so yep.
Pass it over. I'll pop it open. Are these twist top? I can't remember. Yeah, they're twist top. Life hack: you can look at the top of a bottle and tell if it's twist off or not.
Oh.
I didn't know that until I was 30 because I'm a dum dum. All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a sip and pass it down.
I had to mix the Scotty Too Hottie and Dortmunder together
this is a nice sip, Dave.
Thank you. It's Ball's Guarana root beer.
because I do love root beer.
Tastes like root beer.
It does. I like it.
This is the closest thing in a root beer I've had to Barks root beer.
Do they not make Barks anymore?
They do, but like
okay.
A&W and Mug, they're very different.
It's the caffeine.
This is pretty similar. Yep.
Because Barks has bite, as we all know.
Yeah, I could drink that. A lot of that. But yeah, now we've had Ball's root beer.
I bet you there's might be a diet.
I hope there's cherry in there.
A diet cherry in there.
We'll save that
We'll see.
one.
We'll find out.
Because that's 20 minutes, and I'm going to just sniffle for a little while because of the heat.
Just sniffle, man. Paul, thank you for sending this. And anyone listening, if you haven't checked out Paul's podcast, Loaded Cart Podcast, I recommend you give it a listen. I'll have a link to that in the show notes for this episode.
And just because I'm curious, I'm going to go ahead and
get doing the Mad Dog.
I'm going to do a drop of this Mad Dog.
Okay. Well, then I'll do a drop too.
That way, if people are curious, if it is super hot, it'll fuck me up a little bit, and that'll be funny.
And I have put it in the
I'm gonna try
fridge.
it then, too.
So,
All right, Josh.
Josh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay.
Fuck you, Dave.
Okay.
Fuck you.
You're,
All right,
you're
man.
not notoriously a spicy
Give me that bottle.
Boy.
Fuck you, Dave.
Yeah, okay.
Give me that bottle.
You're a hot boy, but not a spicy boy, generally.
Oh, that's too much. I put too much on there.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm much sweeter than I anticipated. Downright PG. Woo!
It's hot.
There it is.
It's hot. I wasn't kidding, man. I had about a dozen drops of this stuff spread out amongst maybe a dozen chips. And it was like, it builds too. Like by the time I was on like the 12th chip, I was crying in my kitchen eating it. I was naked at the time too, if you want to paint an image. With my wiener tucked between my legs.
Oh, man, because I put that directly on my tongue. Oh, shit.
What do you think?
Oh, man. Not the hottest I've had, but yeah, man.
It's pretty hot.
It's got some staying power.
pretty hot.
For a hot sauce and not a food additive, I think that's very hot. I think this is hotter than Dave's Insanity.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
Because Dave's doesn't do that to me like this does. This, like, my sinuses are opened, my eyes are kind of teary, my saliva is just being, like, jet sprayed into my mouth right now.
You're taking it pretty well, Josh.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Josh,
pretty
you're
hot,
a
yeah.
manly man.
I'm definitely regretting keeping my coat on now, though.
Yeah. It's like the hot sauce that, like,
Oh,
makes
man.
your saliva hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to swallow. You know. Subreddit, r
No.
cum haters. Check it out.
Now I'm floaty on multiple levels. Oh, man.
Well, that's a perfect time then to talk about Phantasy Star 4.
Conditions are right.
Um,
Phantasy Star 4, yeah.
Dave, you hear that? It's me suffering. So read it while I recover.
I hear a bunch of suffering Tylers that have been sent by the suffering AI of our solar system, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads on Wikipedia.
I think I had a protective coat of balls on my tongue, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah, if you put it right on your tongue, that's a tough
Oh,
one.
man.
I also know that a hot sauce is hot when my glasses fog up. My glasses are fogging up.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I
not
see.
a joke.
I see 'em,
They're
yeah.
fogging
It's
up.
hot.
And it's just, I guess, because I'm sweating so much that it's, I don't know. Tony, why are my glasses fogging up after I ate this hot sauce? All right, guys. Dave reads from Wikipedia. I was all radio morning DJ. Dave reads from Wikipedia.
I love it.
Phantasy Star IV, the end of the millennium. Did not come out in 1999, as the name might suggest. It was released in Japan as Phantasy Star, the end of the millennium, is a role-playing video game released for the Mega Drive / Genesis in Japan in 1993, in Europe and North America in 1995. So we got it 2 years later. It is the fourth and final game in the original Phantasy Star series, concluding the story of the Algol star system. The game was also made available on the Wii Virtual Console in Japan in 2008 and the PAL regions also in 2008. Tyler, you blowing your nose? Yeah. You doing okay, buddy?
Whenever my snot starts running into my mouth,
Yeah.
I know it's time to wipe my nose.
Yeah. And that was just 2 bites.
Yeah.
That's a hot sauce. I like this sauce. My sister did so good. I sent her a text like as I was crying in the kitchen. I was like, "Oh, you guys did so good. I love you guys so much. This is the best Christmas present ever."
Josh, you need some of that?
I'm good. Thanks.
Damn, you're taking this better than I am. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
That's okay. Well, I'll take as many hot sauce breaks as you want me to take. I get it. I understand.
Is there a button dedicated to hot sauce?
There is a hot sauce button on the board. It's right by that 9. So, Josh, if you could hover your finger over it, I'd appreciate it.
No problem.
Phantasy Star IV kept many of the gameplay elements of the previous games, including turn-based battles, overhead exploration, and magic spells. The game, which was initially met with positive to mixed reviews upon release, has been subject to very positive critical retrospective reviews and has appeared on several lists of all-time best games. Well, it is definitely on Digital Trends' top 25 Sega Genesis games. This is number 6, I believe, on the list.
All right.
So that's ranked pretty well.
All right. I'll get out in front of this.
Okay.
Man, I think this is a good fucking game.
Yeah, you like this game?
I think, yeah. My mouth hurts.
Is that the hot sauce talking, Tyler?
It's
The
fancy.
LIT talking? The spaghetti talking?
It's
What is
both, man. This is a weird feeling. Man, it's really weird to be floating in my mouth, in my head. Got that floaty in my mouth. But I think this is a spectacular game, and I'm almost mad that I started playing it, and I just want to play more of it, and I kind of can't.
Why not? It's time.
Just time to other shit to do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way because I haven't finished. I got, we'll probably talk about it. I got pretty far, but to the Air Fortress, Air Castle.
Huge
whenever you select it on the menu, it's a castle. Dot castle, yeah.
Yeah, a
castle. So that's as far as I got, but I do intend at some point to go back and play it because I played the fuck out of it yesterday. I spent all day yesterday playing it.
Now, did you play this as a kid?
Yes, I did. And I was actually kind of mad at myself this time playing through because there were a few things that I really enjoyed this time playing through that I know I didn't appreciate. Like that asshole that used to play him, he didn't appreciate the some of the aspects of this game. But I didn't have a lot to I guess reference to compare.
You didn't
it
have
to,
the internet.
And
the internet's a big help.
I only used the guide one time. And that was to discover that there was actually another tent that I was supposed to go to right behind the tent I was in. I was like out exploring the world, going through another dungeon, and I just like
it was right there.
I missed a fucking tent. Yeah, I hate it when I do that, but I had to pull out a guide for that. But
I used a guide. I used actually several guides, and I'm glad that I did. I usually don't, but I've got a new policy, and that is that when playing an RPG and I hit a wall, I'm going to use a guide, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
I'm with you 110%.
And I enjoyed it because I did that. And I kind of justify it because it's like, I don't know what's in the instruction booklet. Like some instruction booklets have even maps and stuff like that.
You're talking about what the magic spells do,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, those are not intuitive at all.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. The naming conventions in the game, and I guess some of the mechanics of the game, because every character. This is an RPG, and every character has some basic combat expertise. They can fight. That is something that you can select that you can have the characters do. You can use techniques, which is simulated magic, I guess is probably a way to describe that.
Yeah, technology.
Right. Techniques use tech points, which work like MP in like a regular RPG.
Right.
And then there are skills that you can use. Skills are limited use abilities
until you rest.
Rest.
It's like two magic systems in one. It's the like Final Fantasy 1 magic system where you have, you had 7 of these spells per day.
Spell slots.
Yeah, essentially. And every time you use one, it goes down. And then they also threw in the MP system as well. Like they couldn't decide which one. So they did both.
I like that. I like it because the skills the techs are all shared. Those are like your elemental spells, a lot of your restorative spells, a lot of your buffs, a lot of your debuffs. And like that's kind of shared. Multiple characters can have some of the same techs.
Like Foy, a lot of people have Foy.
Foy, right, which is the fire spell.
Yeah.
But skills are individual to each character, and I think that's cool. So I feel like they're taking the best of both worlds because it's like, well, this character can cast Foy, but they also can use this ability that no other character in the game can. And I think that's important because it makes individual characters important.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that is a part I really loved about the game was all the characters.
Yes,
all the characters are great. They're very unique. Yeah, the techniques really helped, but yeah, I think they had very strong characters. I didn't really care for Chaz, the main character.
Yeah,
but all the others I thought were very complimentary to the
I like
game.
the characters a lot too. There are a few other things in the system though that I think are really cool, like that. Were happening before, like Chrono Trigger, for example. You can combine techniques in this game,
yes,
which is really neat. The instruction manual says that there are 15 different combinations that you can make.
I found like 3, I think.
Well, the thing is, there really are only 14 in the game. So from what I found online, people have dedicated their lives to finding the 15th one. And they found one through Game Genie, which I can't remember the name of the combination technique because they all have different names. Like if you combine 2 different techs, all of a sudden it's called you can create Blizzard.
That's what I love about Suikoden. Suikoden does that as well.
I played a good portion
Yeah.
of Suikoden 1, I think. I'm down to play the whole series. I just need time.
Yeah. Because I think Suikoden 2 is one of the greatest RPGs of all time, period. End of sentence.
Well, then we definitely have to do it for the show,
Yeah.
for sure. And I will commit to playing that.
Like Suikoden 2, I would dare say, sure, Earthbound was a 2-part series, but Suikoden 2, I would dare say would be a 3-part series because there's just so much that is spectacular in that game. But here or there, Phantasy Star 4.
Phantasy Star IV, the first game ever made, which is a really weird title for them to just be like, I don't know, 4?
We'll probably do prequels later.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars, exactly. Yeah. And then, so there you can combine techniques, and then there's also something that I'm not used to seeing in an RPG, that's macros.
So good.
Oh, yeah. Macros, great idea, I thought.
Explain them.
But, I mean, it's pretty simple. You go through, you get your party, you go through, you set, you've got macro A through like F or something like that.
A whole bunch of slots.
Yeah, you several slots. So pretty much any variation of enemies you come across. But you set your macro A is all attacks. Macro B you set up. You could do like magic, some maybe like a cure spell, something like
Mix
that.
and
You
magic
could you can have whatever options you choose in battle. You can set that up as a macro.
You're programming.
Yeah,
the
programming
characters.
it so that it's just very easy to access quickly. So that's the macro. Very good idea. The problem I had with the macros was that your character, all the characters just cycle through so often. Your party's changing all the time. You go to a new town, you lose these 2 characters, but gain these 2. And so, you have to
update your
You have to
macros.
constantly update your macros. So it just got to the point where I gave up on the macros. I would spam macro A, which automatically updated to just attacks.
Yep, I like that fight macro.
Yeah, but other than that, I eventually just stopped programming them until I was going to get my main party, the final party. Then I was going to probably go back and do some macros. But
I had a death macro that I loved. It was macro B, and I would update this every time I'd get a new character in the party. I would program it so that every character in my party that had a death spell, had a death technique or skill, I would have them all use it. And I was able to clear all kinds of dungeons doing that because
the death rate is very high. I was surprised. And the techniques were weird. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, they're named strange things. Like I remember one is called Spark.
Right.
Who would have thought that was an instant
that's
death
an instant
spell?
death.
Yeah.
There's another, the Grizz.
Grizz is
The
bro.
owlbear,
A lot of Grizzes are. centered around
man,
that.
that's what I had him
I was about to
doing
say, because I didn't
90%
have any
of the
death
time.
techniques until I got Grizz.
So, favorite characters. Josh, you liked Ren, the android?
Ren the android was my favorite because he carried me through so many battles. There were like a couple boss battles where he was the last one standing, and I was just shooting that plasma rifle just turn after turn, and he was just taking the hits. Plus, he's really handy to have for resources. Both the androids were they auto heal essentially as you walk. Yeah, you heal up, so they're easy on your healing resources too. So
The downside to androids are you cannot heal them with curing techniques.
They have a skill that
recover.
they can recover their and it's usually pretty strong.
It was a full heal for Ren, I know.
Yeah, and you get repair packs in game, one use items that can actually revive them from the dead. But
apparently, the androids were a big thing in Phantasy Star 3 to introduce like the metahumans. Like what was her name in Phantasy Star 2? Nay, because this
The
is
cat girl.
Because Phantasy Star 4 is the direct sequel to Phantasy Star 2.
Right. Phantasy Star 3 I've never played, but after doing some research, I'm kind of interested in it. It's not on a lot of best games lists because it falls into some trappings that a lot of people don't like. Like it's certain parts of it are difficult to get through, I hear. But it's like this really cool mechanic in Phantasy Star 3 where you play as like 3 different generations of a character, and like at the end of one character's gameplay, you choose for him to marry. And then depending on who you pair him with, they have a child, and then you play Act 2 as that child. That child finds you choose a partner for that child at the end of Act 2, and as Act 3, you play as that child. That's a really, like, when I heard that, like, that's how that game played, like, I was like, holy shit, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
But then everything else is like, but the game is not good. So, like, I hear that random encounters are kind of weird, and there are a lot of little bits that are super annoying. But, like, as a concept, I think that's cool. Also, like you said, Phantasy Star IV being the direct sequel to Phantasy Star II, Phantasy Star III does not take place, as far as I know,
It's a different star
in the algo system.
Yeah.
Right.
But it includes Phantasy Star 4 blends elements of 2 and 3. So like the metahumans and androids.
Ren, from what I hear, is actually in Phantasy Star 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or at least some kind of incarnation of Ren. The name Ren, for sure, is in Phantasy Star 3. So I think that's kind of cool.
He's cool.
According to his little status bio, he is 998 years old.
Oh.
So he's very possible.
You think he'd be a shitty model by then.
Yeah. Very obsolete,
Ren's very important. He is in charge of one of the satellites that pretty much controls the world.
Yeah, well, the solar system.
Yeah,
like
the whole
several
system.
were-
You're right.
Yeah, but that's like part of the
Super
story.
Skynet.
I know we're gonna get into this story a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I wanted to. Did you have a favorite character?
I really like Grizz.
The owlbear.
Grizz is an owlbear barbarian.
Yes.
That's just what he is. If you've ever played D&D, you know what an owlbear is.
Like, yeah, you do.
If you haven't played D&D, play D&D. First of all, and second of all, an owlbear.
We'll wait. Go ahead.
It's fine. Just pause it. Play 18 years of D&D and then come back. An owlbear is essentially a bear and an owl combined into one creature. But these are humanoid forms, and the character designs on these things are amazing. I love how they look. I loved Grizz. Like, Grizz's attitude was all like, Zio fucked up my city and killed a bunch of people I like, so I'm going to kill him. And then when I'm done with that, I'm done with you. And I was like, man, I like Grizz. Like, that's a real, like, barbarian. Like, that's, like, archetypical barbarian. Like, and I like that.
Yeah, I like the characters, and I also like the way the stories tell. Like, almost told.
It's tell.
Jesus.
How was that story told?
Yeah, just like a comic book form. Like you get the pop up images as the story progresses, as like scenes are happening.
Right.
Yeah, it's
And they're all in manga style.
Yeah,
or manga style.
manga.
Sorry. In panels, kind of like the Bad Hulk movie. Which
yes,
is for Connolly.
yes, but
where they did something similar, where they told like a lot of exposition through panels. Tyler, did you have a favorite character in this game?
I loved Demi, the android, because I mean he played into what I like, healing and support and things like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, spoilers 1, 2, 3. I'm a heartbreaking fan of Alice.
Yeah.
I think Alice is fantastic.
You're right.
And jumping ahead a little bit, when I played through this game, I spent hours.
Hey, this is for real a spoiler. Like, if you're listening to this and like you want to play this game, which I recommend that you do, maybe, I mean, if we're gonna get in the spoiler territory, then
I think just on this part, because it is worth noting to me how much I spent on it.
So skip ahead maybe 5 minutes, get back with us, because I have a feeling, I can tell that we're about to drop some spoiler bombs.
Yep. Alice is the heiress of this game.
Yeah, the heiress, like the heiress of
she was
Heinz
the portrait,
ketchup.
the Chaz portrait. Because Alice is Chaz's mentor.
Right.
Like, she's sort of your rock character throughout most of the game. And then she dies.
Yeah, and her death is handled really well.
Yeah.
Like I honestly feel like her death is handled better than most video game deaths, including something that might have happened in maybe a Final Fantasy game that might have been the 7th one. Like I think
Dead, but not really dead. Like, yeah, whenever she's dead, she's dead.
Oh yeah, this is handled super
Yeah.
well in Phantasy Star
And-
IV. Alice's death.
Yeah, because you think you're gonna save her. She gets injured. You go off on a quest thinking you're gonna save her, and no, you don't. You fucking go back and she dies on you.
You try your best.
Yeah.
Yeah. You try.
yeah.
You do the quest. You complete the quest.
Oh, I
and
was
you get
so
back,
upset. I
and
was so upset.
She dies.
As a kid, because I kind of loved Alice.
It's sudden too, because
Yeah.
like she closes her eyes. You think, well, maybe this isn't, and then you're at her grave.
And then the music kicks in.
yeah, you're
No, it's touching. I think they handled it really well.
Yeah.
Like it was that is the moment where I decided that I was committed to finishing the game.
Yeah.
Because it happens early on in the story.
Yeah.
This isn't like a halfway point or anything like that. Like, I mean, it happens probably like the beginning, like the end of Act 1. Like,
She's pretty strong. So
Yes.
you kind of
because she's got boomerang attack.
her standard attack is an AOE attack.
Yeah, you equip her with 2 boomerangs, and she's doing the damage you do to
Slashers.
every enemy.
Because I still remembered that noise, the sound effect of her of throwing the boomerangs.
Yeah.
Like whenever I did that, playing through it again, I was like, oh, I remember that.
Oh, and the
sound
animation's really great
so
too
well.
because she just like flicks her wrist.
Off the
Yep.
screen.
Yeah, and the
boomerang.
slasher goes off the screen and then comes back around and hits the line of enemies.
A point of the animation too. The battle system or the battles are set up like Dragon Warrior. You're right
Third
in
person.
front of the enemy. Yeah, but you actually have character animations.
Right.
Whenever it's your character's turn, you see them from the back, and they do an attack animation. You know, whether they're pulling out a big plasma rifle to shoot, or in Alice's case, she throws a boomerang off the screen and it comes around. A cool touch that I thought that I really appreciated this time around. You dual wield. You equip 2 weapons, and you actually see 2 attack animations. It
Yes.
changes the animations. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I think that would have been a quarter that they would have cut in pretty much any other game.
It's a nice attention to detail, and it's nice that every character can dual wield if they want, if it's a dual wielding weapon. I
Because
think
there are 2-handed weapons or one-handed dual-wielded weapons.
I liked Alice a lot too, and it was very sad when the thing happened to her.
See, because that's why whenever you go to, spoilers again, 1, 2, 3, when you go to Planet X, and I was just like convinced. I was convinced. I think it was Planet X, if I'm wrong. So I'm
I'm not familiar with it.
It was the hidden planet that you have to find.
Yes, the 4th planet in the system.
That when you go there and you fight her, I was so convinced there's something I can do to save her. Now she's back. There's something I can do to bring her back. I spent, I swear to God, 20 fucking hours replaying that fight, replaying that scenario, using every item, using every technique, grinding and getting stronger before I went to fight every single thing because I desperately wanted to save her.
See, I'm trying to remember like the time in our lives when
That was something you could do?
No, I'm trying to remember the time when you and I were playing through this game. Like, were you like withdrawn that summer, and I just didn't realize it? Was there like,
or that 2 days? I could spend 20 hours in 2 days back then on something.
I'm trying to remember if you were like acting different, if you were like a little heartbroken or something, and I never knew why, but now I do.
Oh man, because I was and I eventually just gave up because I couldn't figure it out. I didn't look it up. I don't know. I assume there's nothing you can do, but
Do you want to know what I found out?
Yes, please.
She's totally savable. You
didn't try hard enough.
You got to
Tyler.
try harder next time.
Okay.
Next time you're a kid,
Damn.
instead of doing 20 hours,
I'll go back.
I need you to do 30.
Doctor, come save me.
No, she's just an illusion later on.
Oh man,
You could probably Game Genie her back in, I bet.
I would have absolutely done that. Play through a glitchy ass version of the game.
That's blood magic.
Yeah. Man, that's sort of what Game Genie is. The way it fucks everything
Game
up.
Genie
It is blood
like
magic.
And I was wondering because it's like I was even thinking about Game Genie when I was playing this because there are some fights like they're like in most RPGs. This is a trope in RPGs. There are some fights in this game that are unwinnable. You're supposed to lose. It's a story point.
Yeah.
Not always. You're not always supposed to lose. Sometimes you're supposed to use a special item, and sometimes you're supposed to run
pray?
away. Yeah, it doesn't tell you.
Right.
The game doesn't tell you. You got to find out the hard way. Sometimes the hard way is right after a full dungeon.
Wait, are you talking about Phantasy Star IV?
Yeah.
What happened?
Zio.
Yeah, Zio.
Well,
Zio is a megalomaniac.
Black magician.
Black
He's
magician.
the first major villain you come across. You hear a lot of rumors about him at the very beginning of the game. So you can't beat him. The first time you encounter him, you can't beat him. He's got a magic barrier. You can't.
Well, Rune tries to tell you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll get to that.
So you go off on a quest. You eventually find, hey, this magic staff is the only thing that can beat his barrier.
That is called a Psycho Wand.
Psycho Wand.
That is the name of that.
So you go through the dungeon.
A Hitachi Psycho Wand to make your uterus set back into place and not wander around your body, driving you crazy.
So you get the Psycho Wand from this quest. You equip it because it's a little bit better than the staff you have now. You go through the dungeon to fight Zio. You fight him. I attacked with it. No, you're supposed to use it as an item.
Yeah, you have to use it as
I didn't
an item.
realize that because I'd never used items like that before, used equipped items. So I thought, yeah, Rune's got
Use
this
it like
staff.
the Masamune.
Yeah, Rune's
hit
got
him
this
with it.
staff
Right.
equipped.
Attack him with it.
Whack. Well, you've got one round really to act.
Yeah.
Because the first round he summons the Dark Force. The second round he killed Rune. So I attack. I'm like,
Who has the Psycho
Yeah,
Wand.
who has the Psycho Wand. So first round, yeah, I attack. Oh, I guess that's not what I was supposed to do. Maybe next round I'll use it as an item. Nope, didn't get the chance. I was dead. So he sniped Rune, then just leisurely went after the rest of my party, and I had to watch.
And that's when you're supposed to be able to beat him. I'm curious what happens if you use a Game Genie. The first time you fight Zio, the Black Magician, Zio, the first time you fight him, you're supposed to lose. And I was curious, what happens if you, can you win this? Can you Game Genie it so that you win it? And then what happens? Does it just break the game? What happens?
You won the universe. Get just black.
Surely not, because were the programmers thinking, well, what if they beat him? Probably
What if they
not.
do it also reminds me of fighting Gygas in Earthbound, that you can't actually beat him. You don't deal. He's immune. It says you're dealing damage, but he's immune to all damage
Right.
except one, which is poison damage. So the only way to beat Gygas in Earthbound is to throw a snake at him.
Snake!
And then wait long enough for
Arbok, I choose you!
Nice. To wait long enough for the poison to kill him, in which case he just stops acting, and then you can finish him off.
He just gets sleepy.
I don't think they considered it because it's not an option for you really to win because maximum amount of damage you're doing is 1 point. It's not like in Suikoden where you can save pawn. Yeah, it's a really hard fight. You have to spend a ton of time grinding out levels.
Once you get him,
But it can
doesn't
be
matter if you
done.
don't like him, you have to use him.
So
You're definitely not supposed to win that.
so yeah, there's no way you're supposed. Yeah,
But if you Game Genie it, so you're like, I don't know, every time
If it's
It-
only one damage, you would think maybe it's plausible. Sure, he has 100,000 hit points.
Right.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
there's a slim chance you could do it.
I'm curious if you do that, if you use a Game Genie and beat Zio the first time you fight him, if it breaks the world a la the Final Fantasy VI glitch. The one that breaks the entire world. I can't remember what you do to... Do you remember what you have to do in order to access all this glitchy shit in Final Fantasy VI?
You die. Well, I know one being you die on the floating. You save outside of Narsh, play through to the floating continent, dying on the floating continent that makes your airship spawn outside of Narsh when you're level 3, and then you can fly everywhere for the rest of the game.
And it does crazy shit to
Yep.
the game.
Any character you're supposed to have is then replaced with a Moogle. One of the Kupop, Kumama, all that from the beginning of the game.
That's what I want to see in Phantasy Star IV. I want to see some weird shit like that where they're like, well, we built a contingency in case you beat Zio, but I don't know. Although it would also be cool if it did roll credits. And it's like congratulations, cheater.
You won. Man, because this, playing through this again at 32, Every time I just saw Zio the Black Magician, I just imagined Yu-Gi-Oh! Throwing down, I play my 4,000 Dark Magician, and then the way he would just appear
I am
every fucking
unfamiliar.
time.
I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh.
I vaguely, I wasn't really into it. I just, what few episodes I watched.
Sure, Tyler.
I would say if I loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Kyle of Zombie Ate My Neighbors fame fucking loves Yu-Gi-Oh. Used to go to Yu-Gi-Oh
I
tournaments.
see. Throw
at
Kyle
different
under the
cities.
bus. I see.
will.
Yeah,
He's welcome to come back on and do whatever the fuck he wants. But I tried getting into Yu-Gi-Oh. It sounded interesting to me. I watched a few episodes, and I swear all Yu-Gi-Oh did on those episodes that I watched was use Dark Magician. I choose you, Dark Magician. That's it. Every episode.
The comic shop I got my comics at in Lexington had a Yu-Gi-Oh machine. I don't know. It was like some kind of like cocktail arcade cabinet almost, where it's like, I guess it was some kind of Yu-Gi-Oh game. And it's like every time I was in there, it would just yell things. Like, I guess to like try to attract people to come over, and it was like, fight me!
Hey, cunt.
Yeah.
What did you say? Nothing, bitch.
I bet you don't even magic.
You don't have any quarters, do you?
I bet you a Yu-Gi know.
Hello, wife. She looked at me whenever I said, hey, bitch. What'd you say? What did you say? Phantasy Star 4.
Phantasy Star 4.
You guys, you want to get into the story?
Well, I guess what time are we at?
We were at 55 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we can touch on the story.
Or do you want to take calls for like a little bit and then roll into part 2?
Yeah, we can do that. I feel like we've kind of gone over the system. It is an upgrade from Phantasy Star 2.
All the complaints I had about Phantasy Star 4 were fixed for Phantasy Star
Other
2
way
were
around.
fixed for Phantasy Star 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same here.
Every single complaint I had.
And I thought about you when I was playing this game, because in the random encounters, when you're fighting enemies, they're no longer on that laser perspective grid.
Yep.
There's actually like an environment back behind them
That will change and-
Sometimes they're animated. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah.
I really did. I remember saying on Phantasy Star 2, I was like, I don't know, I kind of like the laser background. It's got this like retro old school feel.
It's like Tron.
It's like Tron. I believe I actually said that. But like playing Phantasy Star 4, I'm like, oh yeah, this is so much better. Like this is like gives me a sense of context.
Yeah, the enemy animations are also pretty good too. They don't like just wiggle back and forth when they attack or something.
Oh yeah,
like
it's a flash.
Yeah, you see them like actually move, like at a limb extend and attack you, or the head turn and like breathe a gout of flame at you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You actually will see them move. I was pretty impressed.
I love how this game looks. I love how the game looks. I love how the story is told through those manga panels. I even like the character design, because it's all like this like late 80s.
Oh yeah,
anime.
Chaz, the main character
With the headband.
He looks
and
very like, I know you mentioned Planet X before, but I was going to mention this. He's like the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah movie with the.
I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, okay,
Nope.
there are these. The enemies are from villains are from Planet X, and they're wearing these like very spacey looking jumpsuits with like the V-shaped like shoulders that come down.
Is it made
right
out of
in front the
silver? It
stairs.
has to be like reflective, right?
That's like exactly how Chaz is dressed in this game. Only he's like in red and white as opposed to like black and silver. So
I love it though, because it plays back to those like old retro. It's like retro futurism.
Yeah.
Like everything about this game is like retro futurism.
Who is the girl that was in Grease? What's that woman's
I
name?
can ask the Grease boys. I don't know. I've only seen Grease.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
Thank you, lovely wife.
I'm glad that the
dare
one
you
born
not know
person
that.
was in here.
And
to answer
then
that.
part 2 of that is, what's that music video she did about exercise?
Let's get physical.
Let's get physical. There we go. Chaz looks like a backup dancer from the Let's Get Physical video.
Yes, you're right.
But I guess last comment before we delve into story and all that, the music in this game is fucking amazing.
the music is
Yes.
great.
It's perfect.
The music is great. The sound in general, I think,
the
is
sound
great.
effects you mentioned, that swoosh
That
like
throwing the
sound,
boomerangs.
That intro, doom, 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 doom,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom. I mean, it is really good.
Did they play the Genesis like that tinny, chippy, futuristic?
This is my father calling me on Skype video.
All right, put him through.
All right, here we go.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Pretty good. We're recording a podcast
New
right
Year.
now. Happy New Year.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did Did your family make it in?
Yeah, they made it in right before I came over to record.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
All right, bye, Dad. Well, do you know anything about Phantasy Star 4?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
What score you want to know?
No, Phantasy Star 4.
No, I don't.
You don't know anything about it? Okay.
Not about that.
No, okay. I was curious if you had an opinion.
Okay.
See you, Dad. I love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. My dad doesn't know anything
That
about
was
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
That
you
was
had to
really
ask.
good.
You had to ask.
Now both our dads have been on the show.
Well, now I know my dad doesn't know shit about Phantasy Star 4.
No, a boy has to ask his dad that at least once in his life.
I'm going to make a note right now at his eulogy. I'll mention that. I loved my father. Unfortunately, he did not know anything about Phantasy Star 4.
Half the audience gets up, leaves.
They're angry.
What the? I thought I knew him. Fuck that guy.
I'm gonna cosplay as Chaz on your dad's funeral. That's cool, right?
Wasn't he? I thought he.
Oh, I feel silly now.
All right, we'll call your dad, Josh. Let's just call all dads.
Yeah, I've got. What's your dad's number? I'll call him right now.
Well, he wouldn't like to be on the show. I don't think you guys are pro.
We won't tell
you
him
guys are
that.
pro-abortion, so he's not going to be on the show.
Yeah, it's true. Your dad is I remember you telling me that he is a single issue voter. Not one single other thing matters.
Josh's dad. What do you know about Phantasy Star 4? Nothing. How about abortion?
Is there abortion in it?
Let's talk about that for 15 minutes with Josh's dad.
There might be alien abortion in it. How do you feel about that?
That's a good question.
Did I miss something? Is that later in the game that I got?
The alien abortion?
yeah.
It's a whole side quest. Yeah, things get freaky with Raja.
Oh yeah. Speaking of side quests,
Yeah.
what did you guys think of the hunter missions, the side quests and those?
I like
Yeah.
I like the hunter missions because it kind of allows me to do something else. It makes the game feel like there's more to it than just one linear story.
I tried doing those in Dungeons and Dragons one time, like doing like hunt side missions. Man, did not work out.
It's tough in
did
D&D.
not work out because I would have some players that want to play every day and they're all down. Hey, the constant text messages, side mission. I got a little while to do a side mission. It's cool. And other players who, okay, I have 4 hours once a week. I have no other time. Don't even fucking ask me. So then, like, there would be a huge imbalance. It led to an imbalance in the
Right.
party.
Oh, and that gets weird too when you're talking about like not having time and stuff like that. Like even from like in character, like in Phantasy Star 4, it gets weird because it's like for example, when you're trying to save Alice, when Alice is sick, she's hit by the dark wave. It's like we got to save her, but before we do that, we got to drop off at this plate center and stop all these earthquakes.
It's it's the Legend of Zelda thing. It's Ganon has captured Princess Zelda, but you gotta fish, bro. You gotta get that really good rod and catch that record fish.
Or
Yeah.
Fallout 4 even. Man, I got to find my son, but before I do that,
Let's build this town up.
I got to make sure these guys are outfitted with food and water and security. I never even like took maybe the 5th quest in the Fallout 4 story. It just didn't happen. And I was like 30 hours in and it was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, the Fallout games, like the story missions are the last thing I do. I do literally everything else.
Me too.
And
Yep.
by the end of it, there is kind of an imbalance because I was like had a
Oh,
like
yeah, 'cause
full.
they don't scale with you as well.
I had full like X01 power armor with like a souped up legendary Gatling laser that I was just like mowing through the Institute with. But that's the game.
That's Fallout.
So yeah.
I do want to play through Nuka World. That's about
Is that a DLC?
Yeah.
Nuka World?
where
That does
yeah,
sound fun.
they're the Nuka-Cola version of Disney World of a foreclosed post-apocalyptic after the end
That's
of
the
the world.
Pope's Playhouse.
Disney World.
The
It was
Pope
okay.
The
Apocalypse.
Pope-apocalypse.
I need to go back and play as like a raider. The character I was playing was like very good. He was like all Minutemen. And it is a raider town that you're in. So you get an option like very early on in the like the Nuka World storyline where you can just like attack all the raiders, which is what my character did.
Yeah.
So I missed out on like this huge section of story because that wasn't like my character that I was playing. It was so that may be something to consider. Of course, you could just say fuck it and not play in character and just do the story missions. But I'd spent all this time working on the Minuteman, the character I had in mind, and so I missed out on a lot. So I got to go back and play it. But it's a decent DLC.
Yeah,
I wish
okay.
they would have did more for Fallout 4.
I haven't touched any of the DLC.
And they're good. They're just two of them. So
Yeah.
Season
And
pass paying off, huh?
Yeah.
And they even made it more expensive, after that. Because these could be more to these than we thought.
yeah,
Do you
they're
think
I'm glad I bought Season Pass on day one then.
I mean, do you think that's why they did it? They were like, oh man, these season pass people are probably upset. So let's make them real expensive.
Plausibly, yeah.
Let's see. So let's do calls.
We can do one. Yeah, we can do a few.
Let's do a few calls. All right, let's see. This one's from my dad. This is from my dad, aka patron saint Zach English.
I need nicotine, goddammit. I need nicotine. Like, give me a cigarette. Nobody here. Hey, baby. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What the fuck was that?
Pardon me, I was like, oh, is this real? Is this real?
Was he talking to a cigarette?
I don't know.
Is he in prison?
His phone cigarette, yeah.
Here we go. This is Zach again.
I need nicotine,
He needs
goddammit.
nicotine.
I need nicotine. Like, give me a cigarette. Nobody here. Hey, baby. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What the fuck, Zach?
Did he just?
Are you okay?
There's no way to duplicate those, right? He had to call back and say the exact same thing, right? He's like rehearsing lines. What's going on?
Zach, I hope you got that shit straightened out. Here is a call from 413.
What up, fucking TADPOG? It's Sean. Just calling back 2 weeks later. I just listened to Jurassic Park, and I just wanted to, kind of reach out to Adam a little bit and say, I completely get what you're saying with your parents' house, man. Like, my grandparents just sold their house. They've both actually since passed, but they sold their house like a year ago, and it was super weird it's really weird to pass that house and know that it no longer is in the family, growing up, always going there.
There's other people growing up in there now.
But yeah, like, dude, I can, I resonate with what you're saying. But to take that to a different place, I also want to really thank you for really embracing this co-host Adam thing, because that really made my day. I love that this conversation's continuing in like 3-month increments. But anyways, that TADPOD Nation, I just wanted to say I realized about 2 days too late that last time I called, I was very trash. Thing we call TADPOD Wasted, where we have this idea of getting so drunk that you don't call in and leave a message. Clearly, this might actually be another one of those. But, I don't know where I was going. I don't remember where I was going with this. Anyways, it's probably like mid-November right now for y'all.
You're so kind.
Is there any Thanksgiving plans that you guys look forward to, or traditions that you look forward to every year that you've had and keep up until today? Well, keep doing what you do. And, yeah, later, guys.
Is there a Tadpog drinking game? Because there should be.
Every time I say pretty good, people take a shot.
Yeah.
I've killed people.
And then and then by the end they have to call and call
When the episode's over, then you have to call the TADPOG line. That's good. It's pretty good.
Gulp.
Yeah. This Thanksgiving was great for me. This was Melissa and mine first Thanksgiving, and she has a huge family. So we went over to her grandfather's for Thanksgiving.
Like the clumps?
So much bigger than the clumps.
Okay.
So much bigger. No, she has her dad is one of 5, and then they all have multiple kids, and then everyone gets together, and it was at least 60 people in her grandfather's house. So
Okay, so it's at her grandfather's house?
Yep.
You don't want that here.
I could give it a shot. It's fine.
No, I don't think you want that. I wouldn't want that. That's that is definite. Like that sounds like a fun Thanksgiving, but that definitely sounds like a not at my place Thanksgiving.
So, my parents' side, my side of the family,
Yeah.
there's anywhere from 20 to 30 usually for Thanksgiving. But this year we did my wife's side of the family, and there were 5 of us, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. Just 5 of us. That's it.
Yeah, they were
wonderful.
There were 5 of us at my
Yeah.
Thanksgiving too. And
Nicole, your wife, or a different wife?
Nicole, my wife.
Okay, good. All right, you said wife. Like we know who Nicole is. So who's this bitch?
I feel like he was setting us up for my wife, and we just totally did not. We didn't follow through. I'm sorry, Josh. That was a good setup. No one spiked it.
Josh always on that Borat volleyball kick.
I know. Borat volleyball. Can we kickstart
You're
that
playing
game?
volleyball. I'm playing Borat Chess.
Borat chess. Is that like battle chess?
I can make you make a Borat reference in 5 moves. That's pretty good. I think we're at time.
Take a shot.
So let's wrap this up. Get to part 2. So thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show. Oh, fuck it. I don't want to do that. We got 2 episodes. So we're at a bunch of places.
Yeah.
Got shirts on Amazon. Search
Yes.
TADPOG. Let's see if you want to send us something like Paul did. All these wonderful hot sauces and balls. Hot balls.
Send us your balls, please.
You can send that to Nicole Nance or TEDPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. There is a phone line where you can call us and leave messages or texts.
Operators are standing by.
270-883-2555.
You want to talk to my dad? We could probably set that up.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show or just ask him questions, and he doesn't
If you're
understand.
$100 donor a month, you can talk to our dads.
Man, the part that really baffles me is that he thought I was asking about a score, and it's like, you know me, man. You know I'm not asking about a score. Is there a game?
Oh, Phantasy
You got
Star-
him excited for a second. He like, my son's finally into sports. Oh, this is it. This is the day.
The score?
He's asking me about sports, not a video game from 1989 about space.
93. Let's be fair.
93.
Come on.
Phantasy Star 2 was 89. You're right. 93.
I'm not some kind of jerk. Not some kind of 89 jerk.
He's like, Phantasy Star 4? I know 2, son, but 4?
Yeah.
Come on.
You mean the one with the Tron grid? No, Dad. I have
then-
no son.
Well, then, fuck off. Let's see. I started posting things on Instagram again. So, TADPOG_podcast on Instagram. Oh, shit.
I do have a postcard
Oh, and
that was
it's one
sent to
of
us
Melissa's favorite
to the P.O. box.
holiday/artistic styles.
What is that?
The Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead? Mm-hmm. What is that Deus de la Muerte?
This
that
is
right?
pretty good. Yeah, there you go. This fits. TADPOG. This is an X-ray of my dad's face. Ramon Federico Castillo II's Electric Boogaloo. Valos Locos Forever. Thought that was going to say Valor Margolis. Ramon.
Nice.
So thank you, Ramon,
Thank you,
for
Ramon.
that deep Mexican cut you just made there.
That is a nice looking postcard. I
It
do
is.
like
It's
that.
a very nice postcard. Reminds
Melissa,
me
do you
of
ever-
Guacamole.
Do you ever paint your face up for Day of the Dead? Do you ever do that? I mean, if
Well,
you-
when we had Day of the Dead sex,
yeah.
we just ended up just laying there. Cha. Yeah, it's like the dad joke. Is that good?
Would you like me to call my dad? We can run that by him. I actually honestly think it's probably a little too racy for him.
Let's make a sex joke and just a super lame joke and just one just mash up. Melissa will. That's her favorite joke.
It's dad multiple choice is what it is.
There you
Yeah.
go. Let's see. Our theme song is "Moves" by Sycamore Drive.
Yep.
You can find a link to that track in the show notes at TADPOG.com.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh, for coming on part 1.
Yeah,
Thank
Josh.
you for having me.
And if
Thank
you-
you for letting me taste your tasty sauces and balls.
Damn right.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So then, if you just remain seated, you can be in part 2.
Done.
Which we're totally going to record in a week.
Yep. How would you-
I will stay here the whole time.
We'll all sit here like androids and wait for a week to pass, and then we'll record again.
How would you like to close this out, Josh?
Making your favorite slasher noises.
Slasher noise?
Oh, like the boomerang
noise?
Yeah, the
The slashers,
boomerang. Yeah, they're called slashers.
Okay. All right. That's a tough one, but I'll do my best.
Anthropomorphic boomerangs. It's fine.
Like if they had a personality, like is that what I mean? Like I'm the
Or
thunder
sound
slasher.
effects.
I talk like this.
Okay, let's just do
Kaboom.
owlbears then.
Owlbears.
Okay. So until
Do you think they
next,
sound more owl-like or bear-like?
We're gonna find out.
it probably
Okay.
depends on your parentage. Let me burp because I bowled up for some reason. Good shows.
Yeah,
2017.
woo. Wow, yikes. Woo. It's been a while since I've been on. It's been like, well, this is an episode.
Hey, we got Phantasy Star 4 done, so people will be
Ish.
happy.
Kind of. We started on it.
Well, that's true.
Well-
We're halfway there.
We've started. Whether people will be happy or not, I don't know. I can't promise anything. I can tell you the score though.
Yeah, Phantasy Star. Yeah,
18-24.
Phantasy Star versus the Celtics. I think I caught that one.
You know, Phantasy Star has really good fundamentals this year. They're rebuilding the team. They had such a bad year that they were able to use it to rebuild.
It can't dunk, but it has very good
Yeah,
fundamentals.
absolutely. Nothing fancy.
Futurama. So until next time,
Owlbears.
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Yeah, it's weird.
Who?
You're wise.
Who? Who?
If we use that box as a full intro, like that'll take that box. I don't know what's in it, but that box looks like a 30-minute box.
Okay.
I don't know. I say it's
You do one
a
episode per box,
37-minute
one
box,
episode.
Dave. It's easily a 37-minute box. You can see how it's bulging
Yeah.
on this side. Yeah, 37.
Extra 7 minutes easy.